The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Ford Brothers Auction, Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Panel Swim Shop, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Welcome into the Scholastic Ball Report. Gary Ball, and I'm with Chad Pennington, a coach at Sayre High School. They're on the show today as the team of the week. Coach, your team is really revved up this year, 4-0.
Gary, this has just been such a special year for us thus far, and our kids, I'm so proud of them and how they've worked and bought into what we're teaching them, and it's just been really fun to watch them grow.
You'll see Sayre on the show today. Also, our scholar athletes are from Holy Cross High School. Two young men doing great things up there. Jenny Williams is with us. She's going to talk to us from UK Sports Medicine about finger injuries and how you stay in the game with those fingers. Did you ever have finger injuries?
Absolutely. I've had plenty of injuries.
And highlights of the show, and also another Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. All that coming up on the Scholastic Ball Report today on WKYT.
We have so many outstanding matchups. We are just going to get right down to business, and we begin in Lexington.
Yeah, a huge one in Lexington, Brian. The best two teams within the Fayette County border, I guess you could
area,
say.
something.
Yeah, slugging it out tonight. LCA and Douglas, so much talent on the field in this one. The first meeting between these two powers. And I tell you, I was there. It was a defensive struggle early on. I was wondering if anyone was going to score. LCA was moving the ball in the first quarter, but this drive right here was stopped when Drew Nevis's pass is intercepted by Isaiah Kinney. The next Eagles drive would end in a field goal attempt, but that's blocked by Douglas, setting up good field position for the Broncos late first quarter. No one had scored yet. Now here comes Douglas. They get on the scoreboard. Samuel Cornett, pretty pass to the back of the end zone. DeKel Crowdis. He has to lay out for it. 6-0 after a failed two-point attempt. Then just before halftime, Broncos strike again. Cornett finding Dane Key, and what a grab for the touchdown there. That gave Douglas a 13-0 lead, and the Broncos would roll 40-6. What a statement win for Douglas.
Three great catches for years. Boyle County and Lexington Catholic's game. It was a toss-up. Right. You didn't know really who was going to do what. But lately the Rebels have dominated the Knights. The Rebs have won the last 5 times by an average of 53-16. Tonight, leading 13-0 in the second. Jagger Gillis calls his own number, powers it in from a couple of yards out. Gillis with 3 rushing scores, 19-0 at the break. In the third, Gillis to Luke Shepperson, and the senior makes a man miss. Ooh. And now he's loose, knocked out of bounds inside the 5. It's a gain of 31. Gillis will do the rest. And ladies and gentlemen, it got ugly on Clays Mill Road. Boyle County wins convincingly, 40-0. First shutout for the Knights since they lost to Belfry in the title game 5 years ago.
Well, Tate's Creek has beaten Dunbar 5 straight times, scoring at least 37 points in those meetings. Creek, though, winless so far this year. On Dunbar's first drive, Jake Smith hits Luke Olive over the middle, and it's a foot race to the end zone. The first of 2 Olive touchdowns. Bulldogs on the board early, still 7-0 in the second quarter, and Smith finds Howard Jackson in the flat. Look at that, he makes 2 defenders miss, and then he's off to the races down the far sideline. Smith passes for 5 touchdowns. Dunbar blanks Tate's Creek 42-0.
Welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report. Gary Ball with the team of the week. It's the Sayre Spartans. They're 4-0 this year. We just did the broadcast on Prep Spin. They played a good Holy Cross football team. Coach, you really got this team going out here at Sayre.
Just very proud of our guys. They are believing in our core values. And we talk about being resilient, having character, being accountable, and working hard, and they have really bought in, and it's all the credit goes to these guys.
You know, I know a lot of guys tonight play good football, but these two with us, Cole Pennington, of course, Jackson Marshall, pick 6, 2 interceptions from a safety spot. So that's something you really don't count on from your son, do you?
Well, you know, when you play single A ball, it's all hands on deck,
Right.
And it's next man up mentality. We had an injury. Cole comes in, has 2 picks. Jackson has played extremely well on both sides of the ball. And both of these guys, they're true all-around football players.
You know, Holy Cross came in here, and your defense, I thought, really stood up to the test. I mean, they had a big 260-pound fullback, and you guys held him in check pretty good.
We knew we had our hands full. It was going to be a big challenge to stop their running game and their speed and athleticism along with their size. But our guys answered the call. We really talked about fundamentals this week and what it would take to tackle a guy like that, and they did it.
And Cole Pennington, 3 touchdowns tonight. Mainly the dentist was your primary target. Did it surprise you at all that you guys had the success you had offensively?
No, sir. This whole year we've had success offensively, just every guy doing their part. And we just have a brotherhood here at Sayre, and we put all together, good things happen.
Jackson Marshall, you guys are 4-0. Would you have thought back when the season started, or did you think back when the season started? I guess it all starts with a dream, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. You know, we all had high hopes in the beginning of the season, but now the dream's becoming a reality, and we're just going to keep pushing and, keep winning.
Coach, you've got some tough teams down the road. Carroll County, you've got Brossard down the road, Fairview down the road. Some teams that maybe you're not that familiar with here at Sayre, but some teams you'll become familiar with.
We do. We have a tough schedule. It's a big challenge for us, and we're going to take it 1 week at a time. Realize that all these teams are really, really good, and it's going to take our best effort every week. And it always starts in practice, our tempo in practice and how we do things. But we know we got a long road to hoe, but at the same time, we're excited about the challenge.
Well, that's the Sayre Spartans. They're our team of the week. Coach Pennington, thank you guys for having us out here. Prep Spin, a class act out here. We enjoyed it. We'll be back, and we thank you very much for being on this Scholastic Ball.
Glad to have you guys. Thank you.
Chad Pennington and the Sayre Spartans, they're our team of the week. And now we're going to go to this feature from WKYT.
For 3 weeks, Jackson County has practiced to play a football game that Friday night could not deliver. COVID-19 led to 2 straight cancellations. It looked like just as the season was starting, it was ending.
It was pretty stressful because going into my senior year, along with my other teammates, we just really was hoping and praying that we had that chance to play.
One team, we need one line.
At Louisville's Shawnee High School, they also were looking for an opponent, but problems plaguing that city led to cancellations also. Jackson County's coach saw an opportunity.
I felt bad for their kids. I felt bad for my kids. I felt bad for some of the reasons that were given for their kids not being able to play.
Both wanted to play a football game, but the underlying reasons were so much greater.
But the compelling reasons behind it, going into Louisville during the issues that they have going on there right now, it was just a wonderful opportunity to show that we're all one.
At the end of the day, we're all one race, and we're the same people despite the colors,
Jackson County has an all-white team from rural Kentucky. Shawnee has a largely black team from the state's largest city.
What's the difference between us? Skin color? That shouldn't divide us, that should unite us.
Jackson County's coach sees the game as a major educational opportunity that players have bought into.
So I had several of them come up after and said, Coach, do you think it's okay if we lock arms and pray with them before the game? Now, because of COVID, we're probably not going to be able to lock arms.
Both are looking forward to finally playing some football, but planning to leave the field with a lot more. In Jackson County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The Jackson County Generals made a trip to the west side of Louisville tonight to play Shawnee. Mountain folk and city folk from completely opposite ends of the spectrum helping each other out.
This is what football's about. Because without this right here, we wouldn't be together. But that's what the world says, we don't belong together. We do belong together. I bleed the same you bleed. My boys bleed the same color. And we're here with you, standing with you.
Pretty powerful stuff. And so was this. The ball at the 6, and watch Dalton Creech. Big engine number 42. It's going to take a few seconds. Nobody from Shawnee can bring him down or really wants to. This is a gain of about 70 yards, and the big boy needs some oxygen. Taking down around the 22 of the Golden Eagles, that would lead to a touchdown. Watch this. Ashton Ward, right man. Hey, right spot. Shawnee has not won a game since September 12th of 2014. Jacks wins 30-20, the final score.
Welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report. We're talking to two scholar athletes from Holy Cross High School, Jack Bayless and Trey Rice. Jack, you have a 4.0 there. Tell us about the academics at Holy Cross and why it's so important to you.
Academics is important always. It's first over everything, sports, everything. You got to have good grades.
Trey, what about you? I know you've got a good GPA. I think it's 3.8, 3.9, something like that. What are some of your favorite classes at Holy Cross?
Probably my favorite class would have to be AP Physics and History.
History.
It's really cool.
And, Skip, your coach is such a cerebral guy. Bruce Kazurski, he teaches math and physics or chemistry at Holy Cross. How does that trickle down to you guys?
Oh, it's awesome because if you need help, you have many outlets. Coach Kaz's son also teaches, so we have many outlets if we need help with our homework or studies like that.
Right. What are some of your favorite subjects? You told us that, but what are some of your favorite classes?
Again, all the classes with Coach and stuff, which is calculus and physics. Also like mechanical drawing and stuff like that.
Holy Cross is a small school. You played Sayre here tonight, 28-14. It was really a much closer ball game than the score indicated. Talk to us about that.
Oh yeah, we're a very young team, very young linebackers, and I'm going to say that we're a little undisciplined, but if we fix that, I think we will be pretty good.
Well, we got plaques for you from Scholastic Ball Report. Congratulations on being our Scholar Athletes of the Week from Holy Cross. That's our Scholar Athletes of the Week from Holy Cross High School. Now we'll go to the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week comes from the Bryan Station Clark County game, fourth quarter. This is Joseph Bond going straight up the middle for the touchdown. That one to seal the victory for the defenders. Take another look at it. The handoff right to Bond, and he has eyes for the end zone. No one is going to drag him down as Bryan Station improves to 4-1 with a 35-21 win. That is your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
And welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report, our UK Sports Medicine Orthopedic Surgery segment. And Jenny Williams is back with us from UK Sports Medicine. Last week we talked about finger injuries, something very timely. Jenny, this week we're going to talk about stretching. Boy, that is so important, not just for young kids, but for the weekend warrior like myself.
Absolutely. The benefits include helping to relax muscles, reduce soreness, work on your posture, and just to give you an overall feeling of well balance.
Are there different types of stretches? I know when it comes to me playing tennis, I have to really stretch my legs, my calves, all that, because if you don't, man, you can barely move out there.
Yeah, so we used to always do the static stretching, which you used to see athletes do where they'd kind of sit around in a circle and reach down and touch their toes, and those stretches that you would just sit and hold for a few seconds. And now we've moved more to a dynamic stretch, which is where you see the athletes before games, they're moving, doing kind of like Frankensteins or doing some weird movements that you may not really know what they're doing, but they're actually stretching while moving.
When should an athlete stretch?
It's probably best for the athlete to be a little bit warmed up before they stretch. So doing about 5 minutes of just jogging or running around, getting the blood pumping a little bit before they stretch. But we recommend athletes should stretch when they wake up in the morning, stretch before activity, stretch in the evenings, and even stretch before they go to bed.
Is there anything an athlete can use to help with stretching and, with muscle soreness? Because, it seems like you're always sore no matter how old you are. So, how can you improve on that?
Yeah, right now, in addition to doing those stretches that we normally see, athletes are using those foam rollers. So those big foam rollers to sit on and kind of work out their hamstrings and their calves. They even have what are called massage sticks. So those little sticks that they kind of roll over their quads or their legs as well to help with stretching. And sometimes I even tell athletes when they're at home to grab a bed sheet or a towel, put around the bottom of their foot and pull their leg back to assist them with stretching as well. So there's all kinds of things that athletes can use to help them stretch.
You never know what you could use to help you stretch, do you? There's all kinds of innovative ways to stretch those muscles. I tell you what, you better stretch those muscles out if you want to be not only a good participant in a sport, but somebody who can stay away from injury. You got to stay away from those injuries too.
Absolutely. Stretching helps with a lot of injuries and even helps to prevent injuries. So stretching is one of those things that we're always on top of athletes to make sure that they're doing.
Well, Jenny Williams, we appreciate you out there at Lafayette High School. You keeping the Generals all healthy out there, football, and right now soccer going on, volleyball, cross country. Got a lot of sports going on there at Lafayette.
Yeah, the fall is super busy and we're getting ready to ramp up into having winter sports start in the next few weeks. So it almost feels back to normal a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It does. And we appreciate you. You got us back to the game here on the UK Sports Medicine. Thank you, Jenny Williams.
Thank you for having me.
That's Jenny Williams with UK Sports Medicine Orthopedic Surgery. Now we're going to these final highlights. They're brought to you on the Scholastic Ball Report by Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Well, spanning the last 100-plus years, you'd be hard-pressed to find two more tradition-rich programs in South Central Kentucky than Somerset and Danville.
The Briar Jumpers and Admirals combining for 1,506 wins. That's a lot, folks. First quarter, Danville's Caleb Burns takes the toss. Instead of going left, he cuts it back right. Down the near sideline, 54 yards, spinning his way the last several. Have to settle for a field goal. Still in the first, Somerset starts to knock on the door, and when you do, Mikey Garland answers. Short TD run, 7-3. Somerset, and in the second it's Garland again. You kind of know who's going to get the football when it's scoring time. Get out of here. 42-6, Somerset takes it.
East Jessamine looking to get off the ropes after starting 1-3, hosting Collins tonight. Titans are undefeated, and Henry Robbins is a big reason why. I mean, really big reason. Beast mode engaged. Uses the speed, breaks away, shows off the muscles. He will not be denied, ladies and gentlemen. Carried a couple defenders. Collins up 7-0 at the half. Third quarter, Jags looking to get something going. Connor Darby, the floater to Derek Bokros, but Collins pulled away thanks to a huge fourth quarter. 31-7 the final there.
Across town, West Jess entertaining the Scott Eagles. Jacob Jones, just a sophomore. And if you do some math, it tells you he's got a bright future under center. Strike two, Ernest Stanfield. And look at the yards after catch. Nearly scores, but don't worry. 2 plays later, Jones would find his favorite target, Jackson Green. This dude's unreal. Okay, now, this made it 6-0.
6-0.
According to Alex, it's 6-0.
Yeah.
But then look at the final score.
This was 6-0 in the second quarter?
That's what he said. More than 70 points in the second half. But then he gets a tweet saying that West Jess scored 41 points at the half, and he said, what, did I black out?
I don't think I believe Alex. 62-23, oh, there you go.
Woodford County playing their first game since September 18th because of all the COVID at home against Madison Southern. And this is called foreshadowing. This is a TV term.
Got it.
That young man is Adrian Jones. In the first play from scrimmage, AJ is going to make a highlight. The speedster makes one guy miss, and he gone. The little guy scoots for 6 at 7-0 Eagles. How about some hands? Cole Carpenter, that's how you do it. That's not Fred Bolitnikoff with the stickum. That's Jonah Farnstrom, and he's tripped up at the 5. AJ takes it home one more time. Adrian Jones. Southern in a squeaker on the road, 29-27.
Every week on the Scholastic Ball Report, we'll highlight high school athletes throughout the state of Kentucky and Central Kentucky. So if you want your athlete on the show, just email me at ballg@windstream.net. We'll get them on the show. All you student athletes, athletic directors, coaches, parents, nominate your kid because they'll be on the Scholastic Ball Report coming up in the weeks to come. And catch us every Sunday right here on the CW. As always, on the Scholastic Ball Report, for those you see and you don't see, keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Ford Brothers Auction, Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, LaRosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Panel Swim Shop, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.